Hello there ladies and gents, welcome to today's video in which I will document, review, and sound demo this beautiful guitar from my personal collection. This is a PRS SE Orianthi Signature Series guitar. Let's get right into the specs and features of this beautiful instrument. This guitar was part of a set of personalized guitars that I owned a few years ago, so the Harley Quinn theme you guys see on some of this footage is just my own personalization. The Joker guitar you guys see on screen is a PRS SE Paul Allinger signature guitar. As of this video coming out, I've already sold that guitar, but you guys can check out my review video for that guitar on my channel. From the factory, these SE Orianthi guitars come with PRS SE humbuckers, which are coil tapped. It comes with a 3-way pickup selector and 2 control knobs. The knob on the right controls volume, and the one on the left controls tone as well as coil splitting because it's a push-pull pot. The bridge on this beautiful guitar is just your standard PRS style tremolo bridge. To be honest, I don't use the whammy bar too much on this guitar, but when I do, it stays in tune very well. The reason I don't use the whammy bar too much on this guitar is because this is my guitar that's different, meaning a lot of my other guitars have Floyd Roses or other floating bridges, but when I grab this guitar, I just want to do something different and have a different feel is what I'm trying to get at. So I don't even bother a lot of times to grab the whammy bar. You can do dive bombs with this bridge because it's got a lot of push, but it doesn't have a lot of pull like a Floyd Rose, so it's hard to impossible to do dime-back squeals. The whammy bar does not screw in or pop in. You just have to place it on the bridge and then secure it by tightening a screw that's on the side of the bridge. Even though these SE pickups are pretty mediocre in terms of sound, the controls make it so that you have some tonal variety. When the push-pull pot is pulled, you have the pickups on single coil mode, and they have a nice Fender style tone along with a 60 cycle hum. These guitars come with a beautiful flame maple top veneer, and it's not too active on this particular guitar. I'll show this for you guys later, but the wood material for the rest of the body is Corina. This guitar has a beautiful and rich ebony fretboard with PRS birds all across the fretboard except on the 12th fret marker, where it has a nice big O. The inlay material for this guitar is acrylic, which shines beautifully, but it doesn't luster because it's acrylic and not pearl. And lastly, these guitars come with a wide yet thin neck. So this is what I mean by the top not being too active on this particular guitar. I'm changing the lighting here and not too much changes about the top on this guitar, which is nice. I like consistency. I have owned other versions of this guitar which have a very active top, but again, I like consistency, so I kept the one with the most consistent look in terms of active tops. Also, I have to tell you guys, I haven't even cleaned this guitar, but this guitar has one of the richest and most beautiful fretboards that I've ever seen. I'll compare the fretboard of this guitar to the fretboard of a much more expensive guitar later in this video, but I gotta tell you guys, I haven't even cleaned this guitar for this video, and it just looks like a beautiful shiny candy apple. And the fretboard looks as rich and dark as it can be. I feel like PRS and SE definitely went all out when it came to making this guitar absolutely beautiful, which is obviously greatly appreciated by myself. This guitar is a set neck guitar, and the neck joint looks very sturdy with no signs of cracking and very good fret access. The only complaint I have about the neck of this guitar is that it can get sticky when you play with it for a long time. I have a theory that they used an extra coat of lacquer to make this guitar preserve its candy apple look, which could explain why your hand gets sticky when you use the neck for a long time. I personally install locking tuners on this guitar, so what you get out of the factory is just your standard SE tuners. The reason I did this is because I plan to keep this guitar for a long time, so I wanted the benefits of locking tuners. The back of the neck is painted, but feels good until it starts feeling sticky. The back of the body of this guitar is painted in a candy apple, scarlet, somewhat blood color, which looks nice. The back of the neck is a 3-piece neck, and hopefully you guys can see the pattern of that. It's also kind of cool how the control cavity plate looks like a heart. Also, I forgot to mention that these guitars come with silver hardware out of the factory, so on this guitar I changed it to gold hardware, which in my opinion looks a lot nicer. As of right now, this particular guitar is discontinued. These guitars were in production from 2012 to 2013. Since then, Orianthi has had some signature guitars from both PRS and Gibson, including a beautiful but an extremely expensive custom shop PRS. It's such a shame though, as I feel like this guitar is not only very beautiful, but a very good guitar overall. The only downside is the pickups, which can be changed, and I plan to on this guitar. Alright guys, let's get into the tone test demo, then I'll talk more about this beautiful guitar. So this guitar feels great to hold and play. Although it's not the lightest guitar I've ever had, it is a good weight for its size. It is very stable with the strap, so no neck dive or anything like that, and you have very good to excellent fret access depending on how you strap your guitar. The pickups aren't amazing, but they're good and they're at least versatile, although a little bit buzzy. Honestly, the pickups are the only thing that keep this guitar from being an incredible guitar. Also, if it's not obvious from the footage, this guitar looks absolutely beautiful from every angle. It looks like a beautiful, rich candy apple, and my intrusive thoughts tell me to lick it, but I'll hold off on that. The back and the headstock of this guitar being painted a matching color as the top also contributes to making this guitar all that more beautiful. I've noticed that a lot of SEs have a nice top veneer that's colored, but the rest of the guitar is plain black, which makes it feel like it's just they're all the same with a different top. So I do feel like this guitar is different, which is why I'm keeping it. Even the headstock has this striped pattern, which I'm pretty sure was unintentional, but it's subtle yet beautiful. I go kind of crazy for things like these. These guitars came from the factory with a red gig bag, which is nice. Sometimes PRS gives you a brown gig bag with like a blue guitar, which I feel like is unfitting. Since I plan to keep this guitar, I found it worth it to invest in a hard shell case, and the Harley Quinn you guys see there is just a sticker. As promised, here's a comparison between the fretboard of an Ibanez Gen 18 and the fretboard of a PRS SE Orianthi. You can argue that these fretboards are on par, if not that the PRS Orianthi's fretboard is a little bit nicer because it doesn't have as many pores as the Ibanez Gen 18s. But keep in mind that this comparison is only for the fretboard itself. Alright, so final thoughts on this guitar. In terms of sound, I give it a 7 out of 10. The pickups are okay, but they're not great, they're nothing special. They are versatile, but they're buzzy as hell. This is the only thing that keeps this guitar from being an amazing guitar. If you guys have any suggestions as to what pickups I should swap these SE pickups with, please let me know in the comment section. In terms of construction, I give this guitar a 9 out of 10. It's very well built, and it'll last you a very long time if you take good care of it. Also, I can't get over that fretboard. In terms of feel and playability, I give this guitar 9 out of 10. This guitar feels great to hold and play. It has great fret access, and most importantly, it stays in tune wonderfully. The only complaint I have about the playability is that the neck can get sticky when you play with it a long time. Lastly, in terms of aesthetics, I give this guitar a 9.5 out of 10. It looks absolutely beautiful from almost every angle. The back of the guitar being painted makes it look nicer than the other SEs, and you can tell SE and PRS went all out in terms of making this guitar look absolutely beautiful, and they succeeded. At the end of the day, these ratings are a bit biased to my experience with other guitars and semantics and all that fun jazz. So if you think that this guitar is a 10 out of 10 in terms of aesthetics, let me know in the comments because I totally understand. Alright guys, that's all I have for you for today. If you have questions, comments, concerns regarding this beautiful instrument, drop them in the comment section of this video. Besides that, you guys stay safe and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Take care.